Imagine a day when the rain doesn't stop, and the water level keeps rising, swallowing streets, homes, and everything in its path. That's the reality for many cities in China. Floods have become a recurring menace in numerous urban areas across the nation, turning bustling streets into rivers, homes into islands, and normal life into a struggle for survival. The damage caused by these floods is staggering, not just in terms of infrastructure but also the economy, and most importantly, human lives. Every year, floods wreak havoc, causing billions of dollars in damage, disrupting economic activities and displacing thousands of people. The infrastructure, painstakingly built over decades, is washed away in moments. The economy, too, takes a massive hit as businesses shutter and livelihoods are lost. But the most significant impact is the loss of lives and the displacement of people, turning them into refugees in their own land. As the waters recede, the question remains, how can flood disasters be avoided? In the wake of devastation, a groundbreaking idea was conceived: the sponge city. It was an idea born not just out of necessity, but desperation. Cities, drowning under the relentless onslaught of water, were crying out for a solution. And so, the concept of a sponge city was born. This revolutionary idea was as simple as it was brilliant. Instead of fighting against the water, why not work with it? Why not design our cities to not just withstand the floods, but to absorb them, to use them to our advantage? It was a vision of a city that could drink up the rain, storing it for drier times, reducing the risk of floods, and reusing it to sustain life. The objectives were clear: resilience, sustainability, and harmony with nature. It was a bold, daring vision, a complete paradigm shift in urban planning. A city that absorbs and reuses rainwater just like a sponge. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But dreams can only take you so far. It was time to turn this dream into reality. And so, with a vision in mind and a purpose at heart, the Chinese government, along with a team of dedicated urban planners, embarked on the colossal task of transforming conventional cities into sponge cities. Picture this: an urban design that works in harmony with nature rather than against it. It's not just about building infrastructures, it's about creating an ecosystem that absorbs, cleans, and uses rainwater, much like a sponge. This is the essence of the Sponge City project. And how do we achieve this? By incorporating cutting-edge techniques and strategies into city planning. One such technique is the construction of permeable roads. Unlike conventional roads, these roads allow water to seep through them, thereby reducing surface runoff. Imagine roads that drink up rainwater, reducing the risk of floods and conserving water in the process. But it doesn't end with roads. Rain gardens, small depressions planted with native shrubs and flowers, are being integrated into the urban landscape. These gardens not only beautify the city, but also act as natural sponges, absorbing excess rainwater. And then there are wetlands. These natural water bodies are being restored and created across cities. Wetlands are nature's flood control system. They absorb water during heavy rains and release it slowly, preventing sudden flooding. In essence, the Sponge City project is about harmonizing urban development with nature's wisdom. It's about creating cities that are resilient and sustainable. Cities that are not just concrete jungles, but living, breathing ecosystems. It's an ambitious dream, no doubt. But every day, with every new building, park, and road that incorporates these principles, this dream is becoming reality. It's a monumental task, but one that China is taking head-on. After all, the stakes are high and the rewards even higher. With every new building, park, and road, China is a step closer to becoming a nation of sponge cities. And as this dream turns into reality, the world watches, learns, and hopefully follows. After years of tireless work and dedication, the sponge cities are beginning to show promising results. The once flood-stricken streets are now clear, even after the heaviest of downpours. In cities like Lingang, the waterlogged roads and overflowing drains are now a thing of the past. Instead, every raindrop is treated as a precious resource, captured, filtered, and reused, thanks to the innovative sponge city designs. In Zhengzhou, the city once known for its devastating floods, the water recycling rate has improved by a significant margin. The city's newly constructed wetlands, green rooftops, and permeable pavements have helped it absorb and reuse 70% of its rainwater, a far cry from the meager 10% before the initiative. These examples aren't anomalies, but a testament to the incredible potential of the Sponge City Initiative. The Sponge City Initiative is not just an idea anymore, it's a reality that's making a difference. As we stand in the present, we look towards a future where sponge cities are the norm, not the exception. Imagine our urban landscapes, no longer concrete jungles, but transformed into absorbent sponges, prepared to drink in the rainwater, reducing the risk of devastating floods. This is not a mere flight of fancy, but a practical solution being embraced to combat the growing menace of urban flooding. China's sponge cities are leading the charge, showing us that it's possible to harmoniously coexist with nature, even in our bustling cities. The potential of this innovative concept is truly global. From the crowded streets of Mumbai to the towering skyscrapers of New York, sponge cities could provide a sustainable and effective solution to urban flooding. It's a step towards a future where city planning and environmental conservation walk hand in hand. Could sponge cities be the answer to urban flooding? Only time will tell, but the future certainly seems promising.